Hi guys, long time no see. So this video is another part of the Cosplay XP series and I'm really excited for this video. So Tokyo in Tulsa was nearly a week ago. It was the 14th through the 15th to the 17th of July, and today is the 21st. So it was nearly a week ago. I am currently experiencing post-con depression. So while I was there, I ended up doing some interviews of some cosplayers who were there. I didn't get as many as I thought I would get. I actually had to cancel on some people. I'm so sorry to the people I had to cancel. So this video is just going to be, I interviewed 4 people. I think 4 or 5, one of those people. Okay, I believe it's 4 people that I interviewed, and it was supposed to be like 10, 15 people I was supposed to interview. And just things got really bad over the weekend, but you know what, at least I got some done. This is for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy. Please stay for after all the interviews at the end of the video so I can talk about a little bit what happened. So stay tuned. This is Mini Faces of Jade here. I am at Tokyo in Tulsa 2016 and I'm here with Morgan. Ha! Right on the spot. This is going to be a part of the My Cosplay XP series. I'm going around and asking a bunch of cosplayers about their experience and what they've been through. Great jazz. Okay, first off, introduce yourself, what you're cosplaying as.
I'm cosplaying as Proxy Lalon with Homestuck. Dead, of course. Everything's better when it's dead.
Right. Vegans are going to go crazy right now.
Oh, Lord.
How long have you been cosplaying?
About 6 years.
6 years? What was your first cosplay?
Oh, God. I think Desiree from Naruto, actually, when I was like 11.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult was that?
Not difficult at all.
What would you say your cosplay, like your overall cosplay experience has been so far?
It's been rough. It's just like having to go through all the judgment and stuff of people telling you, oh, you can't cosplay that. And I'm like, I am 5'2" and weigh 130 pounds. I'm gonna cosplay rose quartz if I want to.
Right. Are there any pros and cons to it?
Cons?
Actually put on there, no pun intended.
Oh. Well, you should have told me that. Pros, it's fun, you get to meet people. Cons, you have to prepare for the cons. That's always terrible.
Any other advice you'd like to give to people out there who are beginning cosplaying?
Don't ever let anyone tell you you can't cosplay a character. Stomp it to the ground.
Stomp it to the ground. And the very last question, do you have Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
What team are you?
Mystic. I'm sorry.
This has been fun, everybody. We're done.
Cool. My name is Ashley Roberts. I go by Bad Ash Cosplay on Facebook, and I'm cosplaying as White Schnee from the anime Ruby.
Right, and how long have you been cosplaying?
I've been cosplaying for about 9 years, and I've been making my own cosplays for about 4.
Alright, and what was your first cosplay?
My first cosplay was Kairi from Kingdom Hearts 2. My first convention, my grandma made it for me. It was a lot of fun.
Alright, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was that?
Okay, so the first one that I actually made was Sorceress Edea from Final Fantasy VIII. And on a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably an 8 at least.
8, okay. No pun intended, but what are some of the pros and cons of cosplaying?
Okay, so pros, it's a ton of fun. You get to have a picture taken, you kind of get to be a star for an entire day, and it's great. Cons, it can be hard sometimes. Like, some cosplays are hard to move in, some are hard to wear, sometimes people do weird stuff to you while you're in cosplay, and that's really creepy, don't do that. Cosplays cost a lot of money, whether you buy it or whether you make it, like, no matter what, there's money involved. Like, going to cons costs money, but the fun outweighs that. Like, through all the time and all the money, the fun is worth it.
Is there any other advice you'd like to give to anybody who is new to cosplaying?
So much. Alright, where do we start? When you start cosplaying, make sure you give yourself enough time to make your cosplay. Like this cosplay right here with the prop and everything. During the summer I don't work, so I literally took an entire month starting like 40 hours a week. Like, give yourself plenty of time to make whatever it is that you want. Because you want it to be as good as you want it to be. You gotta have time to do that. Before you start buying materials and making things, have a plan. Like, sketch stuff out, look for pictures, look for complete like 360 figure pictures. Find as much as you can for reference. And probably the biggest important advice is do some research on how to do stuff and find some cosplay friends to do it with. I think I've learned the most amount of things from my friends at cosplay.
All right, and what would you say your cosplay experience has been so far? What is your cosplay XP?
My cosplay XP, like what level I am?
You could do what level you are. What is your experience? How it like is your experience overall been well, good, you know, whatever.
I've kind of been on both ends of the spectrum. I've had really messy cosplays. I've had a cosplay people don't recognize, and that's been not fun. I've been in contests where I've lost and I've won, so it just kind of all over the place.
All right, and last two questions. Do you play Pokemon Go?
Yes.
What team are you?
Team Mystic.
Oh, you were the second person.
My name is Desiree Fields. I was actually cosplaying Lightning from Final Fantasy 13 anime, and now I'm concert mode.
Concert mode, okay. How long have you been cosplaying?
Maybe 8 or 9 years.
All right, what was your first cosplay?
My first official cosplay that I made myself was Amu from Shugo Chara. But unless you count all the Halloween costumes for Kim Possible and all that, those.
All right, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was your first cosplay? Like to get together to make or whatever?
Not that hard. It was like half made, but my first real, all fully sewn cosplay was like a 10. It took me like 4 or 5 months because I'm self-taught in sewing.
Oh.
So there's all the learning process and the screw-ups and purchasing more fabric and all that.
But what are some pros and cons of cosplaying?
Too much heat.
Too much heat?
You got
That's
so
a con?
many leather on, like leather and layers on top of layers on top of layers in like 110-degree heat. If you're in Oklahoma. Pros, you look freaking amazing when it's all done. You're happy.
Anything else? That it?
Let's see.
Do you enjoy yourself when you cosplay?
I actually do, except for whenever I have to wear shoes, like a certain shoes for a character, like heels. And then you're stuck in them for hours. But thank God for me, I have like a room across the street, so I don't have to do all that.
What would you say your cosplay experience has been so far? Like, how has your cosplay experience been?
My cosplay experience has actually been pretty wild, but it's something I enjoy. I've never thought about doing cosplay up until 8 years ago. I've watched all sorts of anime, video games. I got into it for a library thing and I fell in love with it instantly.
All right, and do you have any advice that you would give to people who are new to the cosplay community or wanting to cosplay?
Don't be afraid to cosplay any sort of character, even if they're skimpy or manly or skinny or all sorts of crazy. It's all about having fun, and if you think that people are not going to like you for what you do, it's all about what matters is that you have fun in it, not what everybody else thinks.
All right, and then last two questions. Do you play Pokemon Go?
Yeah, I do.
What team are you?
Team Mystic.
Every person I've interviewed today has says Team Mystic. I am Team Instinct.
Annyeong!
Okay. My name is Samantha Torgerson. I go by CL, and I'm cosplaying as a pirate. I was supposed to be a character, but I decided against it today.
All right, and how long have you been cosplaying?
I've been cosplaying for almost 4 years now. I started back in 2012, and I haven't stopped cosplaying ever since.
All right, what was your first cosplay?
My first cosplay was a John from Homestuck, and all I did was paint one of my old t-shirts and style my hair at the time, which was originally black, but I dyed it, so I have to wear a wig.
All right, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was your first cosplay to like make and put together?
It was, I think it was kind of like out of 3, because I'm kind of naturally gifted with the arts and stuff. It was just
Very crafty.
Yeah, it was just finding paint that was showing up well.
What are some pros and cons of cosplaying?
One pro is that you don't have to be your normal self. You can be whoever you want. So if you're naturally shy and stuff in your normal behaviors, you don't have to be shy, or you can if you prefer to be. But one of the cons is that you get dehydrated pretty quickly, and if your costume pieces are hand-me-downs whatnot, they can be either a little bit too loose or a little bit too tight.
What would you say your overall cosplay experience has been like so far?
It's been on a scale of like 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest. I would have to place it at an 8 because some of mine have fell through terribly, but most of them have been pretty fantastic.
Alright, and is there any advice you'd like to give to people who want to try cosplaying or are new to the cosplaying community?
The most important thing I would like to say is that don't be afraid or put down if your costume is not, extravagant and everything. It's kind of how the things worked in the Harry Potter movies, where great wizards were once students and they didn't know the spells that they were famous for. You will get to the point where your cosplays are amazing, but even so, you should love them no matter what you look like.
I like that. Okay, so last 2 questions. Do you play Pokemon Go?
Yes, I do.
What team are you?
Team Mystic.
Every person I've interviewed is Team Mystic. I am Instinct.
Bye.
All right. So that was all of the interviews that I got done. I'm so sorry that I didn't get more. I was really hoping to get more, but things happened. It was my first con. A lot of unexpected things ended up going on, but you know what? It was fun all around. It was a fun weekend, and I absolutely cannot wait for next. Thank you to everybody who volunteered to do the interviews with me. I had so much fun. You all were great. You gave good answers. You exceeded my expectations on the interviews, and it was amazing. So just thank you to everybody who participated. Everybody give each other a round of applause there. That was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video so much. I hope you guys have gained something from it. If not, I'm sorry. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video, which will hopefully be up very soon, explaining a lot of stuff about Tokyo In Tulsa. So I will see you guys in my next video. Later!